What is up, you horror nerds? It is me, your host once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review I'm bringing for you is a 70s zombie film, and it's Italian. So that is a recipe for success. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. Let's talk about it though. Let's go ahead and dive in. Talking about The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. This came out in 1974, is rated R, and runs for about 93 minutes. If you haven't heard of this one, let's get you connected because this is one you're going to need to know about. Two traveling companions, George and Edna, come across a small town infested with the living dead that are satisfying their cannibalistic hunger on anyone they come across. Discovering that an agricultural machine using radiation waves is at the root of all the havoc, George and Edna fight for survival and their innocence as they are pursued by a relentless detective who is convinced they are responsible for the ghoulish acts of violence plaguing the countryside. All this leads to a gruesome showdown at the Manchester Morgue, an ending that knots a horrifying twist in the lives of all involved. Also known as Let Sleeping Corpses Lie and Don't Open the Window, this carefully constructed and beautifully photographed tale of the undead roaming the English countryside comes from the acclaimed Spanish director Jorge Grau, now fully restored, blah, blah. Anyway, so Blue Underground put this out, and I love a lot of the films that they remaster and put out. They're probably my second favorite next to Arrow Videos. I just really enjoy them. But anyway, of course, Jorge Grau, the director, he's known for tons of cult Euro horror things, as well as the writer Sandro Continenza, horror-adjacent exploitation films and so forth like that. The cast is pretty notable if you are familiar with the Euro horror / Italian scene, with Ray Lovelock as well as Arthur Kennedy. So this here is an early post Night of the Living Dead zombie film that's got strong atmosphere. I thoroughly enjoy this film. I think it's great. It mixes the zombie horror with some social commentary and the counterculture themes that I really enjoy. It's gritty and it's got a bleak tone that is really engaging, and it feels ahead of many of the 70s zombies films that you'll come across and you'll watch. Now, some of the things that are probably not so great about this is it does have a slower pacing than some of your modern zombie films. And the dubbing and the performances can be a little bit off, but I mean, dude, it's an early 70s zombie film from Italy, so you can't really expect, much, to be honest. It is less action heavy compared to later Italian zombie cinema, but it was, like it said on the back, there's released under several names that are pretty neat. It's actually one of the first zombie films to suggest a scientific method on why people are zombies, with the whole pest control and stuff, which is pretty neat and pretty groundbreaking for that time, specifically. Now, one thing it's also known for, besides obviously the zombie thing, is for its anti-authority messaging, as well as like brutal depiction of police, which is pretty cool. It's kind of grown into a respected cult classic, if I'm being honest, and anybody that's really deep into zombie films has probably come across this and enjoys it. It's a moody, intelligent early zombie film that blends the horror and social criticism. It's not flashy, but it is influential, and it's unsettling in its own quiet way, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. If you've seen a comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the death bell for notifications. I got more fun.
You say you don't need me now, but I'm trying to